talk more about poetry with you today. We are going to be learning about recipe poems. Now, when you hear recipe, you guys might be thinking of a recipe to make a cake or a recipe to make cookies. Well, yeah, those are recipes. And the term recipe poem comes from that idea where you mix different things in order to create something. But with recipe poetry, it doesn't necessarily have to do with food. It could be subjects like the recipe for a family, the recipe for summer, a recipe for a pumpkin patch, for a fall evening. So, those are all different ideas that you could use for a recipe poem. Let's talk a little bit about what it is. So, a recipe poem uses the format of a traditional cooking recipe. You list your ingredients, followed by the necessary steps to complete the recipe. So, here you have your ingredients for summertime. You have 5 fun loving friends, 2.5 cups of beach sand, 2 cups of fun and trust, 1 cup of kindness and caring, 1 cup of giggles and sunshine, 1/2 cup of food and drinks, 1/2 cup of sunscreen, and 1 shovel and bucket. And then here it shows you how you can mix all of those things in order to have a perfect summertime. So this is your actual piece of poetry here. You can write a recipe for good friends, a happy family, or a perfect day. What exact ingredients would you need to complete the recipe you're thinking about? So here is an example of a recipe poem about summer. That's your topic. Combine friends and beach sand in a large container. Add trust and fun and mix for June, July, and August. So is this necessarily rhyming? No, recipe poetry does not have to rhyme. Sprinkle mixture with caring, kindness, giggles, and sunshine. Add food and drink to taste. Mix well and mix often. Drizzle mixture with sunscreen. Garnish with shovel and bucket. So here's a method that you can use as you create your recipe poetry today. So first, you're going to be selecting your topic. And 2, what do you need in order for your topic to be successful? So those are your ingredients right here. This is what you need in order to have a successful summer. And then 3, arrange your ingredients into steps to effectively complete your task to its most desirable outcome, using a recipe card as a reference and cooking language to write your poem into the form of a recipe. So let's take a look at your assignment for today. So here it says a recipe poem follows a pattern A, B, C, B. It has 2 stanzas and lists items that relate to the subject to make a recipe. So you're going to start building your recipe poem here. Now, I have given you a subject. Your subject for your recipe poem is a recipe for a good friend. So here you're going to make a list of all of the things that relate to the subject of good friendships. You could include nouns, you could include verbs. So for one of these, I might put a mixture of loyalty, trust, and kindness. You could put jumping rope and playing ball. Another idea is choosing a friend to go do sidewalk chalk with in springtime. So you're going to fill in different ideas here. And then line 1 says, list 2 items related to your subject. You can add adjectives to describe your items too. So items that I think of when I think of friendship, I think of bracelets, like friendship bracelets. So I could write that here. Bracelets and, let's see. Remember, you're trying to think of 2 items. Bracelets and laughter. I could put laughter here. You can also add adjectives. So colorful bracelets or loud laughter. And then line 2 says list 2 more items. So you are going to write another item here and another item here. So I've got bracelets, I've got laughter. You could do some kind of game, hopscotch, okay? Hopscotch, and then maybe another type of game here, playing video games on Nintendo Switch. I know some of you guys do. Describe another item related to your subject in a fun way. So I'm going to think of another item. And then line 4, write an action for your recipe. So the last word must rhyme with the last word in line 2. So when you come here, your last word, oops, clicked on the wrong thing. The last word must rhyme with the last word in line 2. So let's look here. So list 2 actions or verbs related to your subject. Okay, so you can come up with verbs about friendship. Add one more action, add a fun line about your subject, and then here, this line must rhyme with line 6. So whatever line 6 was here, you need to rhyme these 2. This one, 6 and 8 need to rhyme. And then like I was saying back here, line 4 and line 2 need to rhyme. Okay? Sorry, line 2 is right here. So line 4 and line 2 need to rhyme. So make sure you do that, and then you can do your rough draft of your recipe poetry here, and then you can do your final here. Now, if you need help with your recipe poem, don't forget you can do a one-on-one conference with me, and we can build them together. All right, guys, I hope you have a great time learning about recipe poetry today by reading this, and then also have fun crafting your recipe poetry. I'll see you tomorrow for more poetry.